So apparently, the bold new frontier in American leadership is a 25-year immigration ban. 25. That's not legislation, that's a gym membership contract, and good luck trying to get out of it after it's already started. So Congressman Brandon Gill, yes, the man currently squatting in CD 26 like it's long-term Airbnb, wants to halt all Somali immigration for 25 years. The pitch? Unchecked migration, welfare strain, crime concerns, cultural clashes. That's the sacred cow. This is about safety, sovereignty, control. The Facebook meme that I saw paints Mr. Gill's whole proposal like a Marvel origin story. The photo shows Mr. Gill standing next to the seated president in the Oval Office. Patriotic lighting, Gulf map in the background, America First energy. Honestly, it looks less like a legislation proposal announcement and more like a heavily photoshopped limited edition trading card. Now, look, I live in this district, and Congressman Gill is supposed to represent me. So, despite the obvious intellectual disadvantage that this poses for Mr. Gill, please forgive me if I expected something slightly more sophisticated than a quarter century of, no, you can't sit with us. I mean, what's next? No Canadians until morale improves? Here's the problem that I see with the proposal. Blanket bans based on nationality are not immigration reform. They're political theater with a fog machine and a Facebook share button. They don't fix the pipe, they just muffle the leak long enough to film a campaign ad. So let's decode what's really happening here, because when politicians can't fix a system, they need to pick a villain. Not the bureaucracy, not the outdated visa caps, not the incentives that make legal immigration slower than a sloth on Ambien. No, they pick a country, because countries don't vote here. They reach for a map, throw a dart, and say, you, time out. That's not border security, that's geopolitics by dartboard. Why? Because it's emotionally simple. It feels decisive. It polls well. And it requires zero administrative competence. And let's be honest, blanket bans based on nationality is collective punishment. It doesn't target criminals. It doesn't target security threats. It targets a birthplace. A nationality ban is what you propose when you, 1, want applause, 2, don't want complexity, and 3, hope that no one notices that you actually haven't solved anything. And let's also be honest about the optics. When you pose beside the president like it's prom night and roll out legislation tailored for Facebook engagement metrics, that's not governance, that's auditioning. It's about proving loyalty to a brand, not solving immigration. And the 25-year thing sounds bold, it sounds muscular, it sounds like something you would shout over a monster truck rally. But why 25? Why not 17? Why not 42? I think Mr. Gill consulted a magic 8-ball. Will banning one nationality solve structural immigration failure? Reply hazy. Check back after the midterms. And that's the part that confuses me. The same crowd that says government is too incompetent to manage healthcare suddenly believes that it can engineer demographic outcomes for over a quarter century. Seriously? You guys can't even fix potholes on time or keep the border database synced between agencies, but you're going to socially engineer the future population of the Republic with a Sharpie and a press release? Sure you are. Newsflash, a free society does not operate on guilt by geography. It judges individuals by conduct. If this were a serious policy proposal, it would include things like fixing asylum backlogs, modernizing work visas, and real-time background data sharing. But that doesn't fit on a campaign graphic, so instead, to feel powerful, we get Oval Office photo ops and maps labeled like we're renaming geography. Symbolism over systems, theater over throughput, posture over policy. And here's where I irritate everyone evenly. Republicans sell fear like it's brisket at the state fair. They love to scream about chaos and flirt with authoritarian vibes, but you don't defend liberty by turning immigration into collective punishment. That's not conservative, that's just lazy. Meanwhile, Democrats sell their management of fear like it's an HR seminar. They love to try to manage the chaos by quietly deporting people through administrative processes that they call humane enforcement. But you don't defend compassion by building a bigger federal filing cabinet. That's not humane. That's managerial ego. And neither one ever tries to fix the incentives that created the chaos in the first place. One says, shut it down. The other one says, let's form a task force. Different branding, same appetite for centralized control. They just argue over who gets the remote. And there's the Constitution over in the corner. Guys, due process here, remember me? Here's a radical idea. What if we treated adults like adults? Most voters think that libertarians are all about open borders. We're not. So here's the libertarian perspective. No rodeo clowns, no team jerseys. You want to reduce illegal immigration and secure borders? Then make legal immigration functional. If employers can hire legally and workers can enter legally, then the black market of illegal immigration collapses. Economics beats fences every time. You want integration? Then decentralize it and stop forcing people into bureaucratic purgatory for a decade. Let states and communities shape integration policy instead of demanding one-size-fits-none federal micromanagement. You want to protect taxpayers? Then demand fiscal transparency. If welfare strain is the concern, audit the programs honestly. Show the numbers instead of screaming welfare like you're summoning Beetlejuice. You want sovereignty? Then build a system strong enough to handle movement without panicking at passports. Vet individuals because crime is committed by people, not continents. We already have the tools, and if those tools aren't working, fix them. You know what doesn't fix anything? Collective blame with patriotic emojis. But actually fixing our broken immigration system requires administrative competence. That's the real work. But that's boring, so instead we get ban Somalia like they're grounding the entire population for staying up all night playing Fortnite on the PlayStation. I call that cosplay statesmanship. And here's the uncomfortable truth. America has absorbed wave after wave of immigrants for over 2 centuries. Every single time somebody screamed, "This wave is different, this one will destroy us." And yet we still have small businesses, pizza, the iPhone, and a functioning Marine Corps. Strange how that works. Turns out culture isn't that fragile, but political careers are, and fear is cheaper than reform. But do not try to tell me that banning an entire nationality for 25 years is serious governance. That's not strength, that's insecurity with a microphone. If you can't fix a bureaucracy, don't pretend that you can redesign civilization. So getting back to the opening question, what kind of country needs a 25-year timeout from one nationality? Apparently one that wants to look confident, but isn't. A confident republic doesn't panic at passports. A confident republic fixes broken systems. The irony is that if you truly believe in American strength, you don't need a generational ban to prove it. And if you truly believe in liberty, you don't trade individual rights for applause emojis. A serious country can control entry, vet properly, deport criminals, and still treat individuals as individuals. The old parties will tell you that this is a binary choice, but the left treats border enforcement like it's morally embarrassing, and the right treats immigration like it's culturally apocalyptic. Maybe the real choice comes out of those of us who are fed up. Libertarians, independents, Democrats tired of paternalism, Republicans tired of fear politics. Not to split votes, but to raise standards. And if you want to represent my district, then represent all of it, including those of us who believe liberty means judging people by what they do, not where they were born. That's not open borders, that's constitutional adulthood. And we deserve leaders who are adults, because some of us are tired of being governed by campaign interns with a globe and a Sharpie. So here's the question. Are we brave enough to fix immigration like adults? Or are we going to keep electing people to govern like it's a reality TV show with a border wall backdrop? Do you want a country confident enough to handle immigration intelligently, or do you want Congress to continue writing breakup letters to continents? Drop your thoughts below and share it if you're tired of fear-based governing and bureaucratic babysitting. Let's raise the bar and maybe the IQ of this conversation.